We're doing this again. We're talking about shows. It's what we do.
That's more accurate of an intro.
I mean, I didn't put like I thought I put more effort into it normally, but
No, we just recently had a failed recording, and his intro was not anywhere near the normalness that one was.
greetings, Earthlings.
There you go.
All right, so we are talking about D-Frag today.
Yep.
It's a show that we watched.
Yep.
That I watched first, that I told him to watch. It's kind of how the show
Yep.
works if you haven't seen anything before, because we lack originality.
Yep.
All right. So, first things first, just to avoid spoilers on those, is it a yay or a nay?
I'd give it a yay.
It is totally a yay. It is totally a yay. Like,
I got such an SYD vibe from this, minus the perversion.
like that's what I really liked about it. Like, there were points where they're like, you know what, we're gonna send who was it that was the was it Taco?
Like
The big-breasted girl from the Taco, and they send her in to like get him to like basically bring him over to the dark side, or like, essentially that's what they kind of made it out to be. And her boobs were countered by spiky hair. Like, if that,
she couldn't get close because his hair was too spiky.
If that's any indication of how this show goes, I love this show. It was so funny.
There was a lot of funnies.
Who carries mud balls in their pockets?
It was really random and dumb.
It was not the smartest of comedies, but it was themed. It was video game themed, which I thought was kind of nice.
Well, not entirely video game. It was centered around games like
role play.
Board.
It was more
kind of
like the comedy was themed around role play, where they're like freaking throwing mud ball. Like, one person's throwing mud balls, the other person's putting bags on other people's heads.
Yeah, it was more D&D.
Yeah,
kind like quote unquote themed, but it really there was just
See,
just
I'd say
they actually do reference like their own like twist on games, so that way it's not copyrighted.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like D&D themed, but at the same point, like, very grounded in reality. Like,
oh yeah,
like, it wasn't one of those over the top. It wasn't as over the top as, like, let's say Daily Lives of High School Boys, or like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? But it had
it was very grounded.
Yeah. I just like the fact that, like, the girls are saving who's supposed to be the badass in town, like the delinquent.
The delinquent.
And, like, it's just, nothing makes fucking sense. The Tama with the pigtails.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, using that to... She's like, yeah, no, it's my ultimate defense against her bag technique. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I like how she was the one that, like, back from, like, episode, like, 5 or 6, when Kazuma brought up, like, he found, like, 10,000 yen laying on the ground.
Oh, yeah!
It turns out she was the one that lost that money, and she came back. She was in, like, the last, like, 3 episodes, Tama was.
Dude, what do you think about the episode where the people...
Alright, but hold that thought for a second. The whole like story of this is main character Kenji Kazuma. He's basically like he's a second year at this high school.
He's a second year delinquent.
He's a quote unquote delinquent, and he ends up getting wrapped up into joining the Game Creations Club.
And by the Game Creations Club, it's the second Game Creations Club.
It's kind of a fake one, essentially.
It is a brilliant mess.
But meanwhile, like, this club that he basically got almost guilted into joining has 3 members in it, and like the teacher that looked like a student.
And the teacher that looked like a student that did jack all the entire fucking series. So good.
She had, like, when they introduced her, she had a fucking taser.
No. The best part is in the closing credits. Every time in the closing credits, it started off with the room that they normally have, right? And the teacher would arrive early, drink some soda, and fall asleep at the table before anyone else arrived.
And she's asleep during all of it.
Yeah.
Like, she legitimately she pointed out she signed up to be the supervisor for this club so she could get some sleep.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, the three members are Roka. Basically, she's super short, looks like a kid, blonde. She's the
head of the fake Game Creation Club.
Yeah, Roka is, but then there's I can't pronounce her name.
Shitoshi?
Something like that. She's like best friends with Roka. Super intimidating, I guess.
She got them all kicked out of the original Game Creation Club, so that's why they made the fake one. Oh my god, that episode was hilarious.
Didn't she buried them, didn't she?
Yeah, no, she made like
okay.
she made pitfalls, and like everybody in the original one was like scared of them, so they ended up kicking them out.
Yeah. She's also the student council president.
Yes.
So she has like authority. And then there's Sakura.
Yep.
The pink-haired one who's just kind of upbeat and there.
She really was an extra at least in the TV series.
In the OVA, she was themed around her.
Yeah, I guess that was the reason why. But it was just one of those things that like she's just not a very major role.
Oh yeah, and then like halfway through the series, they introduced that there's actually another member of the club, Hachi.
Oh yeah. Okay. Can I just say, like, there's some great moments just because people don't think shit through.
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, you were mentioning something about like a particular episode.
Oh, what did you think about the episode of them talking about the gym uniforms?
Oh. Yeah, it was right after like that little tournament or whatever. Like,
so there's a straight up tournament, and in the tournament, Tako was zipped up her jacket that was part of the school or part of the gym uniform thing, and it like ripped apart, and like the zipper went flying and decked Kenji so hard he like passed out for rounds.
He got knocked the fuck out.
So like there's an entire episode after that's them having to talk with like the principal and like the teachers and stuff on if they should like change out the gym uniforms because of this incident, because people are like repeating it.
I love how the episode started, where it's like you guys know why we called you in here. Is it because of the tournament or whatever? It's like, no, we're fine with that. Oh, well, was it because of this? No, that's not it. Well, why? It's because of the gym uniform incident.
Just
The
like-
what? And like they were like Kenji didn't want to point out the whole reason why that even happened. It's because Takeo's her chest was so big,
Yeah, and she
like
had
her boobs are so big that like she tried zipping up like her gym uniform, which was one size too small for her. And because of that, it caused the zipper to break, and that's what shot it off and like decked him.
Oh my god, it was. No, what was so funny about it is that they took an entire episode afterward to like make it into a big deal.
Yeah, like that was the reason why they were called in, and then it just ended with the teacher. It ended with them, Minami, which is the game club supervisor, the sleepy one.
Yep.
They all pointed out to, well, you wear a uniform and
she's using
or
the
you
same
continuous.
one every day.
Yeah, it's like, and that proves their durability.
Oh
They're like, oh, okay, well, we'll just throw this matter out.
I like how like the guys were like trying to recreate it just because it happened to be Taco decking Kenji.
Yeah,
Like-
they wanted to be like recreated in hopes that like basically mimicking getting to see her chest.
Oh my god, it was so dumb.
Like, oh god, who was your favorite character in all this? There were a lot of good characters in this series.
Alright. Top character had to be Kenji.
I guess that makes sense for you.
'Cause, I mean, he was literally what made the entire show work. If you didn't
Yeah,
have,
because he
if you didn't have the grounded main character, everything else would have lost its, its comedic timing, its emotion, it would have lost a whole lot of that. But considering Kenji's consistent and a good baseline, all of these crazy things that happen actually are crazy. Like, as opposed to just the world being freaking weird. Because, don't get me wrong, the world's freaking weird. But, like, he gives a good what to expect and how these other characters are breaking those expectations.
Yeah, what they do is not normal. And it's just funny because like he like just the way Kenji is and like how he actually acts and stuff, like they even pointed out but like multiple times, like, and he's supposed to be a delinquent.
Yeah, and like that's the whole thing. I think like a lot of it comes down to like breaking that mold. So like Roka is the what do they call her? Like
the underground, like the underground leader of the school.
Yeah, so like Roka of all people, who just literally puts bags on people's heads, like,
and she's supposed to be like super cute and adorable.
And then what's his name that they introduced? The guy, the other guy in the game creation club.
Oh, Hachi.
Hachi, who's like, I wouldn't say masochistic.
Oh, yo, he's completely masochistic.
Well, not in like the traditional darkness sense. Like he's into the sensory deprivation, but not like into him being necessarily hurt.
No, if he's a form of masochism. Meanwhile, Kenji's friend is full blown.
Yes. Which is just hilarious.
Taru.
Oh my god! When they made the Tower of People, what's her name was like throwing a locker out of the window. And
that's the first episode.
Yeah, the two of them end up in the girl's locker room because he tries to fucking help.
Yeah, he kicks the locker back in.
He kicks it,
and then they land in the locker room.
Oh my god.
And they get suspended for it. when the president was trying to drop a locker on them.
I saw that shit. And I'm all like, all right, I'm sold. I gotta watch the rest of this. Like,
you gotta also love the that one, like when Kenji has the flashback to like the particular teacher that saved his life when he was a kid.
oh yeah, just that's like a one-off thing. Like,
He's supposed to be like, it's supposed to be Sean Connery
oh yeah, no, it totally is.
because the dude's name is Sean Connery.
Yep.
Like, I didn't even catch that before, like, until, like, towards the end. I'm just like, are you kidding me? He's... and he looks just like Sean Connery did in the third Indiana Jones movie.
Yep. Yes, he did.
It's so great. Oh my god.
See, what I really like about it is that, like, there are these jokes, but they don't, like, the jokes don't overstay their welcome.
Yeah. Like, they're just, like, say the joke, move on.
But, like, that's not necessarily the case. Like, the one with the zipper incident, they made that into an entire episode in and of itself after it happened. But it didn't feel like it overstayed. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, they knew, they knew when to, like, elaborate on a joke.
Yeah, and they also knew when it's just like, oh, okay, we're just gonna keep moving.
Yeah. Okay. So, other than, let's play this. Who's your favorite female character?
Oh shit. I don't think I have an answer to that one. I really
Fair
don't,
enough.
because I mean, the main ones weren't like super standout characters. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'd end up picking somebody and then it being like what they showed up in like one episode, and I'd be like, I don't know, the side characters I think were much more in terms of like,
It's kind of nice that they did bring back a lot of, like, the side characters for, like, little things here and there.
yeah. I mean, actually, Takao would probably be my favorite, just because she's like, she like jumped into the fight not even knowing, like, she's like, Kenji's in it, I'm gonna beat some ass, like.
I know, she has such a thing for him, and she's so awkward about it.
Like, that's probably why I liked her the most, was just because, like,
She's so awkward.
screw it, I'm jumping in, like, wait, we're fighting over a bag?
And it was all the principle of the matter.
Oh, but Roka's there, I gotta beat some Roka ass,
Like, it's just the rivalry between her and Roka were just fantastic.
Well, when Roka and Tama were going at it, and the Tigers are sitting there like, I don't know why I'm here still, but... Sure.
Man. I know, my favorite characters, it's tied between Takeo and... I loved Funabori. She was just so cute.
Oh my god!
She was so adorable.
I remember those. See, the thing is she just didn't, like, she became, like, an ongoing joke in and of itself.
Yeah, because it showed up with, like, that gang of, like, 14 devil guys or whatever, and then, like, one of them just showed a picture of her,
And then
and I'm like,
completely
oh.
diffused the situation.
And, like, after that, she actually became a staple character
Yeah.
throughout the series. I'm like, she wasn't, like, a super main character, but, like, when she showed up, like, it's like, she's, like, she's basically, like, her whole character is, like, the perfect, like, wife material character.
Well, like, it was so, what I think was so good about it was that it was, like, a rogue, like, one-off joke. and then they kept coming back to the Rogue one-off joke by making her fucking perfect.
She was too. It was amazing.
But we'll go back to like what I said in Sakamoto. She was not the main character. It wasn't a rule that she was. She just was at the time being.
Yeah, like her whole character was like when she first got like introduced like as an actual person, not just like the picture of her. It was mentioning that like she shows up to school earlier than everybody to clean like the floors, the classroom, everything. Because the argument was about not wanting to eat a piece of food off the floor.
Yeah, is that you're insulting Funabori, and she's gonna be upset
by saying the floors are filthy.
Oh my god.
It was so good, and like it pans to her. She's like, no. She's like, and like she's just super bashful about it, and I'm just like, oh.
It was so over the top, and I think that's it was so over the top, but nothing that the characters did was excessive.
Yeah.
You know? Like
no, I completely agree.
Like there's a lot of comedy wannabe stuff where everything gets all actiony and like all of a sudden it's like slapstick humor. It's like, would that person really be able to do that? Probably not. But like this one keeps it all very grounded, very like straight line, except for their personalities and their quirks, which they're like, we could just run with this, because someone may be able to like function in reality with this kind of like insanity.
Yeah.
That being said, it's not like One Punch Man where they're just like, oh yeah, no, I'm just being fucking awesome, or like crazy things are going on all the time.
Yeah.
Can't you see why I was like, I love this show, man? Like,
yeah, this show was really good. Like, God, and I'm so sad she was only in like 3 episodes. Tama was.
Oh yeah.
She was like, that's the thing with these series that are like only 12 episodes. It's like they'll introduce like a really good character within like the last couple episodes, and it's like, no, I want more of her.
Well, she's like headbanging and using your hair to like whip people. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, and then Kenji's sister. I feel so bad for her.
Oh my god. I think what shows off that it's such a good show is that we've literally been talking about it for 22 minutes. And there hasn't been a moment where we've been like, yeah, but this. Right?
Yeah.
Like the parts where it does run flat, it doesn't like run into the ground flat.
Yeah, it's not flat for like too long.
Because it continues, they just like it keeps moving, which I can appreciate.
Yeah, like the one thing that I had was like the last couple episodes were they were like strung together with Tama, and like they were very serious in retrospect to the rest of the series, but they mixed in the style of humor with it.
Yes. I mean, it kept it like. That's one thing, is that it kept itself on point. Like, it knew where it should be and didn't stray from that too much.
Yeah. Like one thing, it was like one example I could think of was when they're having like the quote unquote flashback to why Tama has such a beef with Chitose or whatever. With like why she has such a vendetta against her, and like it's just when they were kids and everything like that, and it was supposed to be like the flashback and stuff, and then it pans to Kenji reading a text from Roka saying this like, it's like, what is this crap? There's no way this happened like this.
Oh my god, no.
And then like they're just chiming in. It's like, well, it's like, oh, you should revise the story.
Oh my god, no, in that flashback, that specific flashback, Roka literally just puts her head in a hole in the frickin' sand.
Yep.
Oh my god, I laughed so hard. Because it was like...
I laughed. I'm sorry. I laughed harder when Tama just like runs up and just like dives and like just destroys the sand mound.
See,
just for no reason.
I just thought it was funny because it seemed like it was going to be a tangent, and then like all of a sudden they bring it back. It's like, that's why she puts bags on people's heads.
Yeah, just throwing the bucket on. And then fucking like Tama gets like buried as well.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, like the sister, like the big sister's just sitting there like, what the fuck am I watching?
There was a lot of what the fuck. Oh my god, I kind of want to play that game that they made. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh god, the hunt for like the inner space, like porno mag smuggling.
Inner space porno mag, like.
It looked so weird.
It looked hilarious.
It makes no sense. Like, and they reference it so much.
Yeah, well, they're like, yeah, well, it needs to have 4 people. And, like, that became its own, like, side tangent. It was great.
Yeah, like, it's... The series is definitely worth checking out. It's very funny.
It's very funny, game-oriented.
Yeah.
Interesting characters. Dude, I'm still waiting for gamers.
Oh, for them to continue that?
Yes.
I hope they do.
They have to, man. That show's amazing. But, if you guys have any input, please write in the comments, because I get bored looking at a computer screen all day, so you might want to give me a comment and, like, make me think about something.
Make it feel good.
Oh my god. Don't, well, hold on. We gotta, whoa. Drop. Alright. I'm dropping things over here. Alright. So, I think that about covers it.
Yeah.
I mean, for 12 episodes, we've been talking for almost half an hour, so.
Alrighty.
You know? So it is your turn, good sir.
Alright. My suggestion to you, I cannot pronounce the actual Japanese title. I mean, I could try.
This to me, I'm like, yes! You have to say this.
Okay. It's Yusha ni Narakata Ore wa Shibushibo Shushoku wo Ketsu Shimashita.
However that was butchered, yes.
Yes, but it's, as far as I know, it's translated to, I couldn't become a hero, so I reluctantly decided to get a job.
So, that's the thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I butchered it as much as you butchered a world where dirty jokes don't exist.
Pretty much. I don't know what's with the long names, but, like, the last one was good, so.
Alright, so we will do that.
In the next one, yay!
Yay!
Yay!